cast and crew. Cast and crew. Hi. Timo Deschamps. Charlie David. Sean Paul Lockhart. Where's Josh Cohen? Well, he'll come up. Here he is. Our producer, Josh Cohen.
Now, actually, I want to start off the Q&A by recognizing you guys all did a great job. It was a wonderful treat to see the film tonight. But I'd like to recognize, first of all, Charlie David, that I'm sure many of you know, has been around the festival for quite a while, and he was actually our rising star a couple of years ago. So, welcome back. Yeah, good to be back here in Philadelphia. It's always been one of my favorite festivals. Very welcoming, very homey feel around here, and such an important one as we learned about tonight, the 30 years, and for TLA and 17 for QFest. So it was really an honor for us to come out and be able to be one of the opening films tonight. And Sean Paul Lockhart, that I'm sure is familiar to many of you all. So thank you guys. I really thank you so much for having me. There's lots of kids and all the boys here for, including me. So. And Sean is our rising star this year, so it kind of is like Easter and a half. Questions? Right over here.
Yeah. First, Sean, congratulations on your award. You talk about the preparation you guys did for this. How much rehearsal time did you have? How much input did you as actors have into the...
Well, rehearsal-wise, they did a really great job casting. I was attached to the film like 4 years before, and I know they were really concerned, making sure I was well prepared, but I appreciated that. I needed a whole lot of rehearsal time. So JD took this, extra effort to come to San Diego, where I live, and be there and help me read and get a sense of Chris Wachowski. And again, the biggest role at the time that even to this day, it's the one that I'm sorry, I don't want to eat my words. It's one that I'm quite really proud of. So, to get the extra time to prepare for it, to get a sense of Chris Wachowski, I put a lot of time into that. I wanted to have a really great sense of just the difference between Chris and me, which I don't know, hopefully you can see some of it. So Chris is definitely not as confident as Sean is.
All the actors worked really hard. We had 12-hour days, and then after the 12-hour days, we had several more hours of rehearsal because there was no time to rehearse before, but these guys were awesome. Everyone just kind of rehearsed all the scenes the day before.
And as a testament to our cast, he's not here, but Richard Harmon, who plays Danny Reyes, an amazing young actor, and possibly the most disciplined actor I've ever worked with. He was the first one saying, okay, we're rehearsing every night, and he set up a lot of the rehearsals with Sean and with Charlie and the others. And so our cast, we did do a great job casting because they're a great group of professionals who helped us because we didn't have the money to pay for rehearsal time in advance of shooting the film. It was a 21-day shoot, and most of the films, that's luxurious for a film our size. It was still really hard to get it all done in 21 days, but that didn't afford a lot of room for rehearsal, so the actors really took a lot of that upon themselves, and JT put in a lot of extra work on top of that to deliver the product we hope you like tonight.
We all loved the screenplay, and we were in it with heart and soul, and when you've got that much invested in something, you just throw yourself 100% at it. Like, you take the time, you're there even when you don't have to be. And it's obvious that for what we were working with, what we were given, that everyone just really, they were so proud to be a part of it. So yeah, a couple of times Richard and I we pulled ourselves apart from the group and just played and learned some things and figured some things out between the two of us. And JT was always there to make sure that we went the right direction. And but again, it started with casting. So,
is there any other questions? Oh, I know there's questions.
Right over here.
From a writing perspective, when you were sort of building the framework on the script, how did you go about setting up a set of rules that was going to dictate how time works now, the past, and the future, sort of?
We thought about that a lot, and in fact, the film you saw tonight is a result of a lot of fighting. We love each other so much.
Fight it all.
So
But it was, we had a lot of, JT wanted a lot of rules, and I wanted as few as possible, and so we compromised with a few, and then we ended up, we have a very talented CGI, visual effects guy, Joel Bellucci, who helped us come up with some visual cues to punctuate some of those events that you see in the film. So it was the script was in development for 3 years, 2.5 years. It's a long time. So we worked through a lot of things. We reworked a lot of things. We did 2 table readings. We brought in a group of actors 2 times to actually perform the script at a table reading. We videotaped that. We looked at what the pacing was like and got questions back from the actors themselves about the rules. And then we went back to the drawing board and did some restructuring from the film there. So we did a lot of working in the script and getting a lot of outside input from outside readers, from the actors who did the table reading, and others that helped us kind of figure out where are the parts that need to be sort of shored up.
Are there any other questions? Right over here.
Were the sex scenes difficult to film? Were you restrained? Punching
They were better yet, is there an outtake reel that's going to be available?
I don't think so.
No. Actually, this film, when I say it was shot in 20, it was a very economical shoot. There's like no bloopers. There's not because they're great actors.
I'm kind of mean. I don't know.
Yeah, they started to make mistakes. This guy. And so there's not a lot of actual bloopers. Most of what is useful is on, well, I mean, there's stuff obviously is not on there, but there were mistakes.
It was all business. All business.
How was the set?
For me, it was the first time to do
I don't got it.
Not for everyone. No sex. Well, but I was actually kind of lucky that my first sex scene was with Richard Harmon, and he's totally straight. So he was like, for him it was more awkward than for me, because I'm gay. I had a boyfriend, so I don't know. I thought in my head it was more awkward for him.
You were so nervous.
Yeah, but I told myself that it was worse for him. So that's kind of how I did it.
By the way, I sort of want this is a completely different animal. I can give you tips, but honestly, we do different things where I'm from. So.
Yeah. And then I had the scene with him, like a really short scene, and that was like, that happened in like 10 minutes.
But after Richard, so he was totally like,
I was totally prepared. Logo, of course.
There's like sloppy seconds over here with the 2 of us. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not used to getting sloppy seconds.
JT, I think we have time for one more question, and then we're all going to be at the after party at the Lowe's, so you can continue.
You can ask his questions in person.
Was there one in red shirt?
Yeah, right there.
Go ahead.
Besides your best times, this is for Timo and Sean, when were the times that you really had to struggle to find yourself in the role?
Well, for me, I mean, actually this was my first acting gig in English, so that was kind of difficult for me. But I'm used to playing, like, in Belgium, I do a lot of television, and I'm always the nice guy. This was the first time that I could actually play, I think, kind of a bad guy, kind of, not entirely, but kind of. And that was, for me, that was very cool, but it was more difficult because it was the first time that I had to do something like that. And it was hard to find, like, pieces of myself in the character, so I just made up something completely different, and I just kind of stick to that. Actually, when there was a scene when Sean and Richard were kissing
In the trees.
Yeah, exactly. And I was watching that. I was getting really jealous. I was like, they're mine. So
both of us at the same time were his.
Not the next thing.
No, there was a lot of that acting going around. I guess, for me, what's funny is the vulnerability aspect of whatever it is I'm doing up there. That was all by accident. I guess I was doing whatever I was supposed to be doing, and it just worked. It was, okay, no, I think it's an accident. But, I've been through a few things, and I've spent a lot of time, a good portion of my life, hiding the fact that I am quite emotional, and that things do affect me. But, for me, the hardest part, the biggest struggle was separating, definitely, as Timo said, separating the relationship you have between the actual actor and the character. I felt very protective of
Richard Harmon. I felt like on some level, in some way, I could prevent him from doing all these and saying all these and being this terrible person. But that was my character sort of approach to him. And in real life, I had to distance myself from him almost entirely because I found myself saying things that were almost inappropriate, kind of regarding him almost inappropriately. I certainly wasn't trying to do things I shouldn't have been doing with him, but my regard for him was probably a lot closer than real life called for. So that was the biggest hurdle for me, was just to separate the character from myself. So excellent.
Before we go to the after party, does anyone is part of our Facebook and signed up for it? Raise your hand. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, those of you that have raised your hand, come to me because you get an autographed poster signed by all these guys. And if you don't see their signature on there, you can go up to them and get it. And then I have a few extra too that will be at the after party. You just come and see me, and if I have some left, I'll get you one.
And of course, add on Facebook.
You should join our Facebook page.
Yeah, please do. Lots of pictures, lots of great.
It's facebook.com/JudasMovie. And we've got news and giveaways and all kinds of things there all the time. So please add us, tell your friends to add us, and thank you very much for coming.